Dr. Castleberry here, professor of communication, but you know this already. I'm here to talk about a major assignment in our Veterans in Media course, and that is the Roundtable finale that we are going to produce in conjunction with the lecture podcast that we have going throughout this course. Each time we teach a particular type of media studies class at MacU, it's important that we draw and invite students into the production experience itself. We utilize early weeks to establish continuity to help them familiarize with a way of doing business. And in fact, you will be familiarized through your practice of vlogging. Vlogging is kind of like creating your own little video monologue, if you will. It can be, varying degrees of prepared. I mean, some people can improvise really well, short videos, and don't be afraid to maybe at least experiment with that once, but we want to see some level of preparation, right? That's why we use the term extemporaneous, not impromptu. Extemporaneous implies that it's to a degree prepared, rehearsed, even if it's in your mind or through the act of outlining out, and then conversational. And what does conversational mean? Well, if you've ever heard someone read something, you've ever heard somebody read their paper, or maybe someone's asked to read some verses, in a Sunday school class or something like that, and suddenly their energy just drops, right? Or you're in a meeting and I don't know, let's say it's a meeting hosted by, I don't want to pick on any offices, but human resources. And they have to read us policy. And when they read us policy, it's so drone, right? It just comes down to this base level. And it's not engaging, is it? And that's a cue where non-verbally we're signaling to ourselves, oh, should I check out of reality right now? Should I stop listening, stop learning in this moment? These are dangers we face all the time, right, in different circumstances. Well, that is, that's something we can get better at as communicators. Guess what? We're in a communication course. Veterans in Media has a com prefix for a reason, and we want to help you get better at your communication skills. Not just learn how to listen better or critically think your way through consuming media. Oh, we're interested in that. But we want to help you become stronger critical communicators, right? To understand how to ask the right kinds of questions or to assess information from different angles, avenues, perspectives, understand it for its context and not just its kind of straightforward meaning. Okay? And so your vlogs will assist you with that. Your film or media journaling will assist you with that. We want to culminate in a product, and that's where our lecture cast will assist you in that. If you follow along, if you listen to it, if you kind of see how we're working through our conversations about the media texts that we select to examine each week. But as we get to the end of a course, it's very ceremonial. And it's truly a part of our culture in the communication program here to bring the group together, have a conversation that goes around the fire to say, like, what have we gained from this experience? What are you taking away? Which text kind of elevated in your mind for what reasons, and which ones were you were less so, or would you rotate out, and so on. We're going to have a general conversation about the course, about your experiences, your reactions to things. This is going to be a chance where also the notes you've been taking, you're already getting points for the media or film journal notes that you take, but this is a chance to put them into practice, to say, like, okay, now let me go back through my notes, see what my thoughts were then, see if those still align with how I'm thinking about it now, or have they changed? They might. And then respond to some prompts. So it's what we call our roundtable finale, because it's going to mark the finale of that course experience for us. But we like to think of it in terms of a finale, like the final chapter of a book or the final episode of a TV program, from a narrative perspective. And we want you all to be part of that, right? It is a passing of the torch kind of experience. Your voice matters, and it also gives you a head start to be able to cultivate some thoughts, and that will culminate in this group discussion. Now, typically, we host a roundtable recording And the easiest mechanism, dating back to 2020, is that we would record in a live Zoom session. And it's not product placement. I'm not getting paid to use that term by name, but it's just become so commonplace in culture. And we utilize techniques and tools like that with frequency at our university, that it is a part of our everyday practice, right? It's functional. It's replaced essentially those colloquial branded terms like Skype. You could use a term like FaceTime, but it's not a, FaceTime implies a kind of one-to-one communication, and Zoom is very much a corporate kind of occurrence, and it's likely you've had access to Zoom links and that sort, either personally or professionally, but certainly in your educational journey here. So we're going to give you an opportunity to congregate, to come together live in a unique setting, and just have a conversation, answer some questions. It won't be pop quiz style. Our goal usually is to foster a healthy list of questions that we'll send out in advance, usually a few days in advance, relatively closer to the end point or our recording date, and then we will select a single live time to do the recording. Typically, if it's an online accelerated class experience, we will do it in an evening setting, but we'll try to match a time that meets the highest availability for everyone. If there is some outstanding reason that you could not attend that live recording, then that needs to be negotiated in advance. There needs to be actual rationale for why, a kind of demonstrable, right, credible reason for mistake, and we will have an alternative pathway for you to still contribute, and that contribution will still include creating some video content in advance that we will integrate into our discussion during that. And so it can be more work to actually accomplishing it, but we always seek to celebrate progress made, lessons learned, and the elevation of our student voices in the form of a roundtable finale. And we look forward to doing that with you as part of our final week assignments in the Veterans in Media class.